Tornadoes tearing through neighborhoods, rooftops ripped away already. Time-lapse video showing this supercell. Flash floods rushing into the subway. And now tonight, 67 million at risk from Minneapolis to the East Coast. And the wildfires this evening, our team right there on the front lines. Amid fears, heavy winds will whip up the fires again. Also breaking, the dramatic and very rare sit-in on Capitol Hill at this hour. A civil rights icon leading lawmakers demanding action on guns. Several hours in and counting. Donald Trump takes aim.
She's a world-class liar.
And after our one-on-one with Donald Trump, who weighed in on Hillary Clinton's faith and religion, what Clinton has to say about that tonight. And lost at sea, the father and his 3 children missing off the coast. What's now been found in the water.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and 2 breaking stories as we come on that sit-in on Capitol Hill over guns, and we'll get to that in a moment. But first, authorities warning of severe storms, what could be a dangerous night ahead, and let's get right to it. From the Midwest, Indianapolis, Chicago, Pittsburgh, all the way to the east, they are warning of high winds and possible tornadoes after a dramatic 24 hours already. A tornado in Maryland, powerful winds and rain there. And of course, the wildfires in California, and this image from Colorado tonight, engulfing and destroying this bridge. ABC's Alex Perez leading us off.
Tonight, tens of millions in the Midwest bracing for a long night of severe storms. This after a scary 24 hours in the east. Winds gusting above 80 miles an hour in South Jersey, ripping off roofs and flipping over planes.
I've been here through hurricanes and nor'easters. Never seen anything like this before.
In Washington, D.C., flash flooding in this metro station making for a soggy commute. In Maryland, a tornado tearing an almost 13-mile path across Howard County.
You're going to see a very clear line of destruction through these yards.
Trees crashing through homes and crushing cars. James Franco McCarroll's wife, lucky to be alive.
My wife was in the kitchen. If that tree was cutting, had hit the kitchen, would have killed her.
In the west, those twin fires blazing near Los Angeles. Arcana Whitworth, right there.
Right now, you can see firefighters getting ready to lay retardant all along that ridge right there. Now, with scenes like that and winds expected to pick up tonight, nobody is out of the woods just yet.
In all, at least 23 fires now scorching 9 states.
But back to Alex live now in Chicago tonight. And what's the biggest concern there going into this evening, Alex?
Well, David, one of the biggest concerns here is that a huge portion of this severe weather will happen after dark. Officials are watching this one closely. David?
All right, Alex, thank you. Meteorologist Rob Marciano also in the storm zone tonight. He's live in Columbus, Ohio, going hour by hour as this system moves east. Rob?
David, it is a large swath of the Midwest that's under the gun tonight, from here in Columbus over to Charleston, Pittsburgh, all the way back through Chicago, where the tornado threat is greatest. Let's time it out. Right around now, these cells are beginning to pop. By 10 p.m., they'll be right over Chicago. Still individual ones might have some rotation there. And then overnight, as it pushes across Ohio, they gather into one large convective system, damaging widespread winds potentially, and by 7 a.m. it stretches across West Virginia. Pushing to the east tomorrow, Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C. will have some severe weather as well, so it's looking like a rough 36 hours ahead, David.
All right, Rob, our thanks to you. In the meantime, now to the other headline we're following right now, the dramatic sit-in on Capitol Hill. Some members of Congress suddenly staging a protest on the floor of the House, sitting down, demanding action on gun control. They are still sitting there tonight. The longtime civil rights icon, Congressman John Lewis, saying this is about the right to vote on this. President Obama thanking Congressman Lewis today, but here's the question, will there be a vote? What Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan said just moments ago. ABC's Jonathan Karl on Capitol Hill tonight.
It's something we've just never seen before. Members of Congress staging a sit-in like a bunch of protesters on a college campus.
We are blind to a crisis. Mr. Speaker, where is the heart of this body? Where is our soul?
It was Congressman John Lewis, who famously led sit-ins in the segregated South, who started today's sit-in on the House floor. Dozens of Democrats vowing to stay as long as it takes to get a vote on guns. The president weighed in too.
If we're going to raise our kids in a safer, more loving world, we need to speak up for it.
The move incensed Republicans who turned off the cameras and declared a breach of the rules. But that didn't stop the protesting members of Congress who started broadcasting themselves with their cell phones. The Speaker of the House calling it a publicity stunt.
Well, this is nothing more than a publicity stunt.
Since the anguish of Orlando, there have been pleas for some kind of gun legislation. This mother making her case to Congress, posting a picture of her 3-year-old practicing a preschool lockdown, saying this is the future. But gun rights advocates say the proposed bills won't do any good and violate the Second Amendment. The battle is growing tonight, Democratic senators joining in too, including Elizabeth Warren, and fresh off the campaign trail, Bernie Sanders stopping by.
All right, let's get right live to John Carl on Capitol Hill tonight. And John, there are several hours in now. They say they have no intention of leaving, but will this actually force House Speaker Paul Ryan into bringing a vote on this?
Ryan just spoke a few minutes ago. He says he is absolutely not budging. He points out that the bills that they are demanding votes on have already failed in the Senate. But, David, those protesters show no sign of leaving. In fact, we've just seen them bringing in blankets and pillows, apparently ready to go through the night.
All right, a long night ahead for you as well, John Carl. Thanks, John. In the meantime, next to Donald Trump tonight, who has said himself he does not believe people on the no-fly list should have access to guns in this country. But today, he wasn't talking guns. It was all about Hillary Clinton. In what the Trump campaign billed as a major speech, he called Hillary Clinton a, quote, world-class liar. ABC's Tom Yamas with what Trump said and with a fact check on some of the points Trump made.
No, she's a world-class liar.
Tonight, Donald Trump back in the ring, delivering a scathing speech against Hillary Clinton.
Her decision spread death, destruction, and terrorism everywhere she touched.
Trump trying to make the case Clinton cares more about dollars than diplomacy.
She ran the State Department like her own personal hedge fund.
In his address, the presumptive nominee mixed fact with fiction. On Benghazi,
Our late ambassador, Chris Stevens, he was left helpless to die as Hillary Clinton soundly slept in her bed.
Our fact check shows this claim is false. The Defense Department's own timeline shows the attack started at 3:42 p.m. Eastern, not in the middle of the night. Clinton's own email shows that she was still awake. And a new line of attack on Bosnia.
Her phony landing in Bosnia, where she said she was under attack, and the attack turned out to be young girls handing her flowers, a total and self-serving lie.
Our fact check, true. Clinton later apologizing for the description.
So I made a mistake. That happens. It proves I'm human.
Trump noticeably held some of his fire when it came to Bill Clinton. Trump telling David Muir last night he would prefer it be about Hillary's record, not about personal attacks.
What will be off limits for you?
I would much rather, David, have it be policy and issues. If we can do that, I'd be very happy, and I think we do very well on that basis.
Tom, as we all just heard right there, Trump told us he would prefer policy over personal attacks, and we didn't hear him going after Bill Clinton in the same way he has in recent weeks. Is this the policy speech some in the Republican establishment had wanted from Trump?
David, no talk of some of Bill Clinton's most infamous scandals. He mainly stuck to the prepared speech, but if there's one thing that Trump and the Republican establishment agree on, is that foreign policy is one of Hillary Clinton's biggest weaknesses. David?
Tom, thank you. Hillary Clinton, meanwhile, fired back today after Trump's speech and after Donald Trump's one-on-one with us. And she seemed to react to something he said right here about Hillary Clinton's faith and what he doesn't know about it. You have brought up her religion, saying we don't know anything about Hillary in terms of religion.
I don't know much about her now.
What would you like to know that you don't know about Hillary Clinton?
Whatever it is, I just don't know. Somebody asked me the question. I didn't bring it up. Somebody asked me the question. I said, I don't know much about her religion.
So how did Hillary Clinton respond to that? ABC's Cecilia Vega in North Carolina tonight.
Tonight, a counterattack from Hillary Clinton.
He's going after me personally because he has no answers on the substance.
She called Donald Trump's speech today conspiracy theories, firing back on his questions about her religion.
That's even why he's attacking my faith. Sigh. As we Methodists like to say, do all the good you can to all the people you can in all the ways you can.
And his charges about the Clinton Foundation.
The Clinton Foundation helps poor people around the world get access to life-saving AIDS medicine. Donald Trump uses poor people around the world to produce his line of suits and ties.
I tried to ask about some of his other accusations.
Secretary Clinton, Donald Trump called you a world-class liar today. Would you like to respond?
No comment.
We gave you credit for trying, Cecilia. A lot of speculation as well about Hillary Clinton's possible VP picks, and word today that she'll be campaigning next week with Senator Elizabeth Warren. It would appear she's possibly on that list. What are you hearing from the Clinton camp tonight? Have they narrowed this down?
Well, David, you're right. She is rumored to be on this list. This is what we know. That search is still underway for a VP pick. And Hillary Clinton herself has said that she is looking for a running mate who will help take on Donald Trump. David.
Cecilia Vega with us again tonight. Thank you, Cecilia. Next this evening, there is breaking developments in the search for a family missing at sea off the Gulf Coast of Florida. A father and his 3 teenage children set out in their boat Sunday afternoon, later making a phone call to say they'd encountered 6-foot waves. Tonight, a discovery they had feared. The body of one of the family members has been discovered as the search for the others goes on. ABC's Steve Osinsami is in St. Petersburg.
With a heavy heart, they announced that at about 4:30 this afternoon, one of our Coast Guard helicopters located a deceased person in the search area.
Hope began to fade away when they found a debris field full of belongings: tennis shoes, water bottles, a propane tank, kayaks, and most alarming, 6 empty life jackets, about 33 miles off the west coast of Florida. 45-year-old Ace Kimberly, his 17-year-old daughter Becca Lynn, 15-year-old son Donnie, and his 13-year-old son Roger were all living on their 29-foot sailboat. They disappeared Sunday after they left from Sarasota to Fort Myers to get the boat repaired. The mother of the children raced to Florida from Indiana. We spoke with her family before they got the terrible news.
She said that she was on her way down there and she will find her kids come hell or high water.
The National Weather Service says it's possible they ran into storms. They were warning boaters about high winds Sunday morning. Authorities say the father was able to call his brother on Sunday, saying they were running into rough seas. And that's the last anyone heard from the family. David?
Steve, thank you. Overseas tonight and to the life-saving mission to the bottom of the world. A small plane has made the treacherous journey to the South Pole and has now reached 2 sick workers flying through the darkness, dark 24 hours a day, having to heat the fuel. Here's ABC's Alex Marquardt on what comes next as they now try to fly those sick workers to Chile.
Tonight, the first look at the daunting and dramatic rescue in one of the harshest and most remote places in the world. In the 24-hour darkness of the Antarctic winter, the Twin Otter plane on its skis pulling up to the American Amundsen Scott Research Station. Soon after, those 2 crew members were flown out of the South Pole and on their way to urgently needed treatment. This high-risk rescue mission, just the 3rd in 60 years, appears to have gone exactly to plan. A window of good weather allowed a quick turnaround, the only real light coming from the bright moon illuminating the snow.
It's about the most dangerous kind of flying you can do in the world. It was something that required an extraordinary level of skill and courage.
2 Twin Otters flew from Canada to Chile to Antarctica, then just one undertaking the 1,500-mile flight to the South Pole. The second plane staying behind at a British research station to ferry out the sick. Little is known about the patients or their conditions, but tonight, the most dangerous part is over. Alex Marquardt, ABC News, London.
Alex, thank you. Back here at home tonight, and to former House Speaker Dennis Hastert, once one of the most powerful men in Washington, tonight behind bars. He arrived in a wheelchair at the federal prison in Rochester, Minnesota today to begin his 15-month sentence for a hush money conviction. Once second in line for the presidency, the trial revealed that he had sexually abused at least 4 boys when he was a high school wrestling coach. Hastert could get out in a year. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday, and a real concern for parents across this country after the mid-air scare for a teenage girl flying alone and what happened to her on that passenger plane. That concern for parents about keeping your children safe when they travel without you, and one family now taking on the airline. Also, the deadly infection at a popular water park. The brain-eating amoeba blamed for the death of a teenage girl, the case coming in now. And then look who's back tonight.
Walking across the street, a bipedal bear.
This family couldn't believe it at the time, that famous black bear walking on 2 legs. It would appear the bear is back tonight. Pictures coming in now.